Happy Saturday, everybody! Whoop, whoop, whoop! Welcome to Venting with Us. Let me tell you, my morning has not been well. I have lost my temper a little bit, all because of Verizon. Okay, so I had to replace my mom's box, right? Well, I still have the box. I haven't been able to do this. So, my mom, as everybody knows, she's in a nursing home. So I literally had to go get the paperwork to show that I'm her proxy and make all types of suggestions for her, right? So I had to go to Verizon, show them the paperwork, set up a whole pin for them, and then what did not make sense to me is that in order to access, okay, so wait a minute, I'm sorry, let me back up a little bit. So I went and I did all the paperwork, right? So it's been like almost a year where my mom has had this box, and the box basically does, it gives her at a discounted price because she's in a nursing home. She This box gives her access to her phone. So now the box, from her, dropping the box, must have damaged. Something happened to it. So I went into Verizon. Verizon did not have the plug for this box. Okay. So the guy tells me, he's like, okay, well, don't worry, because what we can do is, what you can do is, you can go online and I'm sure that you can buy this replacement cord. Okay. Ordered it from Amazon, did not work. Ordered it from Wally's, did not work. Ordered it again from another place, it did not work. 3 times, okay? I had gotten this wire. I said, you know what? I'm not doing this anymore. The wire, I'm done with it. Like, this is ridiculous. I'm not doing it. So literally, I'm so beyond frustrated with this damn box. So then the guy goes to me, he's like, oh, I'm sorry. So then I go into Verizon again and I tell him, okay, well, this box is not working. So what do I do? I'll just pay the $75 to replace the box. She'll have a new box and then I'll go over to her. So he said, the guy in the store said to me, he's like, why don't you call Verizon first? Let them know how many wires you bought, that it doesn't fit, you're having a hard time, and that, it, uh, you know, and they'll replace the box. I said, okay, not a problem. I'll try that when in doubt. Girl loves a good budget. She loves a budget. She's always pinching pennies here and there, even though they say there's not going to be any more pennies in the world. I am going to save my pennies because I know exactly what's going to happen. Like down the road sometime, right? This is when I need my Red Bull because I'm so pissed at this situation right now. And this is not what we were supposed to talk about, but this is what happens in my life. And now I'm going to go down to Verizon to make sure. So, so I'm on the phone. I call Verizon because the guy gives me the phone number for Verizon, right? And I'm on the phone literally for an hour. Okay, an hour and something. The guy, I'm talking to the guy. He makes it seem like it's going to be easy. It's not a problem. So now I go, he's like, I got to get you transferred over to another department. I said, here we go. This is the bullshit right here because you know what's going to happen. They're going to transfer me over to somewhere else, and then we're going to get disconnected, and I'm going to be on this phone again. And I'm trying to squeeze everything in before, the show is supposed to air up. I'm getting closer and closer. I said, by the time I finish my hair and I do my makeup, everything will work out fine, right? Well, no. I get disconnected from the phone. So I said, motherfucker. I was so mad. I was so mad. So then what I did was I was like, okay, you know what? I still have time. Let me relax for a moment and everything will work out. It'll be fine. It'll be fine. It'll be fine. So I said, okay, okay, I got this. So I called them back. The stupid operator says, this call will only be your whole time wait will let me wait. I gotta do it like the operator. Your whole time wait will be 6 minutes. In my mind, that's the way it's going. Okay. I'm like, 6 minutes. Okay, friends. Okay, we got this. We got this. 6 minutes. She can do. Your girl can do, right? No, your girl could not do because 30 minutes in, now I'm like, I'm still finishing up. I'm still getting ready for the show, right? And then the guy gets on the phone. So now I have a rep and I'm explaining to him, I'm like, look, I don't know if I'm in the right department, yada, yada, yada. This is what happened. So then he's like, well, unfortunately, because your PIN number is not working. I said, what? I said, first of all, my PIN number should be working because I purposely went into the store to fix the PIN number. So I don't even understand why I am having a PIN issue now because I've already been to Verizon many times. And I am past my peak of frustration. Okay. So now, so I tell the guy, I'm like, he's like, well, while you're in the store, ask them to call Verizon. So that way then they can get us over to you. I'm like, sir, this is the most ridiculous thing that you're saying to me because it took me almost 2 hours to get to you. So you're telling me that to go into a Verizon store, first of all, and make sure that it's corporate, which I don't even know if it's corporate or not. And what if they have to wait 2 hours? Do you think I'm going to wait in Verizon for 2 hours? Do you realize what you're saying? And all I need is a replacement box. This is so ridiculous. So ridiculous. So that's basically the last almost 3 hours of my life of what I've been doing. Crazy. So crazy. But I hope everybody had a great week so far. A couple of people have called me up, and they are loving the lives that I'm doing on TikTok now. We're gonna get this area space. It's coming along. I don't want to reveal too much until it's actually done, but I'm so excited. I'm so excited. It was a lot of cleanup in the spare bedroom, which I had my shoes in and I had my other little things. But I've been doing the podcast in this room in particular because it does have really good natural light in it. Not so much today because I'm kind of using I'm using, you know, my LED lighting today, um, because it looks like it's about to rain on your head. But people have been loving the lives. I have something special coming up. Yes, something special. And I'm aiming for June 16th. If everything works out, I will pre-announce what the surprise is. And it's sorry guys, it's only for my ladies. So it's like more of a ladies treat. And then I'm gonna do something else on the side. But I have a very exciting surprise for everybody. It's been a long time coming, so I cannot wait. I'm gonna say it one more time. Um, so on that note, let's get into it. Let's start the show. Now that I've been gabbing all around. So we are gonna talk about Steve Madden. I had to there it's just so crazy how so many people are just Um, there's just so many people commenting on who Steve Madden is. I want to really know what people thought that he looked like because that was so funny. That's the most that I think that's the most commentary that I'm seeing lately. It's like, I didn't know he looked like that. Yes, I would be afraid too. But um I know what Steve Madden is. I've been a huge fan of Steve Madden's for a really, 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 really long time. And what people don't know about Steve Madden is that he's actually from here, from Cedarhurst, Long Island, and he graduated from school there, and his first job was actually in a shoe store before he went off to college. Um, but I've always been a huge fan of his. And I think I became more of a fan after I watched his Hulu documentary, Madman, Steve Madden. That just opened up more of that door so that way you knew his hustle. And I'm always more inspired when I hear people's um like how they started, how their grind was because you understand people's grind and their work ethic um more and you appreciate it more. It's like, oh my God, that was me at one point. Um, but he was the kid with one shoe. It's like what I like to say. And I know I touched up a little bit on this last week, but I'm always intrigued by these stories because you always wonder, like how hard they really made their job or how hard it was to get their foot in the door. And the one thing that always stood out with me with Steve Madden is that he knew how a shoe was, if a shoe was going to be good or if it was going to be bad, just by the way that uh, a woman, wore the shoe, walked in the shoe. He just take a look at the shoe and just know if it's going to work or not. And I think when you have that type of talent and you really know what works, that's your calling in life. That's when you know. When it just automatically just starts coming in and you just know. It's for me, like even doing the show, it's like sometimes, believe it or not, I actually do work. Like, I mean, like, I really get more into it, and depending on what the topic is, other times, I kind of already know it, so I'm able to speak kind of like more through it. But something will happen within the week, and I'll be like, oh my God, I have to talk about that. I have to get that on the show. And you just kind of know if that makes sense. It's just like when I do my other videos, my reenactment videos on TikTok and YouTube. I already kind of sometimes it's weird. It'll just kind of fall into my lap and I'm just like, "Oh my God, that's a great one. I got to do it right there." Um, I've also have stopped looking at the numbers so much. So it's so funny because now when I look at the numbers, I'm like, "Oh my God, holy shit." Within 5 seconds that hit over 1,000. Okay. And you just want more and more and more. But, everything has its timing and, it's about the work. But with Steve Madden, what I loved about him is that he did start in a little rinky dink kind of a space and but he knew what a good quality of the shoe was, whether or not if it was going to be a platform or boot cut or kitten heel or just a very sexy shoe. He just knows, and that's how you know that he's it's gonna work out. And a lot of people are invested in Steve Madden shoes. I don't have any more Steve Madden shoes. I went through my closet before I started this because I was gonna be like, yeah, these are my Steve Madden shoes. And actually, no, my last pair I had to dump out because they were sandals. And I really like, if I love a shoe, I will wear that shoe out. I really will. Like, I really will wear that shoe out until it can't no more, until like it's faded out. But I do take good care of my shoes. And I do have to admit, the quality of Steve Madden shoes are so great. They can, if you're a girl's girl and you love shoes, and Steve Madden makes shoes for guys also. But more geared into the women. Women, we tend to take care of our shoes. So if you're one of those, you definitely get a long, good amount of time. And that's what we like. We like comfy. We like shoes that give us different, I have a wide foot, and that's my biggest problem is some of the shoes that I do like, they don't make it for wide feet. So, my feet tend to suffer by the end of the night. So, um, it's just one of those things. But, um, you know, when he was coming out, platforms were what was in the early 70s, glam rock, like from England. That was the trends within that time. And he really knew what was very eye appealing for women at that time. So, and even to this time, like he can still see whether or not if a shoe is going to work or if it's not going to work. And I'm pretty sure that, there's been a many few that have not made it on the shelves or, for whatever. It may come out like a good idea, but when it's actually right there in front of you, it may not. So who knows? Um, So, I've always been a huge fan of Steve Madden. Now I know that the biggest, biggest thing that's going on right now, which is why his name is coming up so much. But honestly, I'm still on Steve Madden's side on this one, guys. I really am. I can't really, say like, oh, it's not authentic, da 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 da. You know, so his new foot line came out, which are kind of like the Chanel slippers, slip-ons. So a lot of people have been saying, "Oh, this is a carbon copy of Chanel." But let's think about this for a second. Let's just think about this. You have a lot of clothing manufacturers that copy other designers to make them more, affordable. So you may like, let's say this dress that I'm wearing right now. I'm wearing a very blue dress that I got at Forever 21. That's closing. I'm gonna be so sad. And I know what a lot of people are saying. We're like, you're not 21 anymore. Whatever. It's still my store. It's still my store. If I can fit into it, and I'm gonna do it. She's so young and so fresh. Okay. It makes me sad that Forever 21 is just going out of business. This was just like Charlie's. There used to be a store called Charming Charlie's, and I think they still have their online store. But I hate online. I really do. I try and avoid it as much as possible. Um, uh, Sorry guys. Here we go again with my lipstick. Here we go. It's okay. Love you guys. But yeah, you used to get the cutest little accessories in that store, and that was like the go-to store. Like you knew you were gonna get like this most beautiful bag that looked expensive, but it only cost you like $40. So I used to love that store. Oh my God. Now Forever 21, what is a girl? Where's she gonna shop? Where is she gonna shop? Because Macy's and these other places, no. Where am I gonna shop? I need a good place. And I hate all those other stores like the garage and everything. I'm like, all right. But anyways, so let's just think about that for a second though. You have all these manufacturers that are copying other brands, and I'm sure that this dress that you see right now on me, they probably have it like at a Walmart, or they probably have it at a Charlotte Russe or a Macy's or something like that, but it's more expensive. And honestly, this dress cost me only $20. So it could be because they have a sale going and everything's closing. But who knows? But you know, I don't see why, if the clothing manufacturers can do it, why not? I think that's brilliant of his. Walmart started doing it with the Birkin bags. So, you know, let's face it, not everybody in the world, and we're living in a time where, we're pinching pennies, which is my favorite thing to say. But we're pinching pennies. And if we can get something that's close to the Birkin bag, then why not? So for me, when I saw the shoe, I didn't mind it so much because it's not exactly like the shoe, but not everybody can afford Chanel slippers, or Coach sneakers, or, any of those name brands, which is not really that expensive. Like I have a pair of Coach sneakers in my closet right now that only cost me about 100 and something bucks, which honestly could have been more. And I know a lot of people are saying, "Oh my God, $100 sneakers," but it's really not that much when you think about other people spending more money than that. That's kind of my limit, and that was a gift to myself. So, um, but there are some people that can't afford name brand. They would love to wear it. So, I think that what Steve Madden did was, what? Let me take this idea, let me spin it into my version of what I think a girl would like with the shoe, and then let's go for it from there. And he had to have known that people were going to say that it was, you know, very similar to the Chanel shoe, or, Crocs, or whatever it is you wanna call them. But they're selling. He's making money. Um, and honestly, if I was going to give my money to a vendor that I thought was legit and just worth it, Steve Madden is definitely a brand that I would definitely invest my money, my shoes. Only because, again, I know the history, I know the story behind him. I love his Wolf of Wall Street story, which is so funny because I had a boss who actually owns the main guy in Wolf of Wall Street. He owns his house, so that was funny to have that all kind of come back in one full circle. It's like, oh snap, okay, you know. But I think that he's giving what the people want. The people want affordable shoes. They want comfort. They know they're going to get that from Steve Madden. Longevity in shoes, which is another thing, and the quality. The one thing that I do have to say about Steve Madden shoes is the quality of the shoe. You're going to get that quality that is going to last you, and it's not cheap. It doesn't look cheap. So when you have that combination into your shoes, yeah, definitely, it's a brand name that I would definitely um stick by. Again, I've always been a Steve Madden girl, but those boots, those high boots, Steve, oh my God, then why are they so damn expensive? Those are expensive. And sometimes they're not the most comfortable. But yeah, when in doubt, if you can't find the right boot that you want, Steve Madden has them, but it's gonna cost you. So um I can't believe how fast this show goes. It just goes so fast. Again, guys, I am having a huge launch. And I'm aiming for June 16th. I don't want to give too much away. I'm very excited. I'm very proud of myself. This has been the longest journey of my life. But God is good, and I always tell people that everything comes in timing, but it really is what you do in that time that says a lot. And that's really the test in life. It's what you do in that time. So I'm very excited. Next week on the show, I was reading something. I thought I had more to say, which is always a thing because I'm a chatterbox and I want to keep going. Next week, it's going to be a little bit, we're going to get into some things. I cannot wait to catch you up on reality TV, what's in, what's not. Oh, this is perfect timing. So I hope everybody has a blessed day. I hope you continue to do something amazing today and enjoy your weekend, guys. Have a good one.